So we're going to do our opening in a little bit different way. So if you all just lay on your back, okay? And we're going to just breathe and kind of get ourselves centered and coming into our sacred space. And so if you want your knees bent, of course, they can be bent, and your arms can have your palms up or your palms down. And we're just going to begin to breathe. So let's take a nice deep breath in and really exhale forcefully. And now continue your breathing, making it a bit lighter. And as your mind begins to clear through the things that you've gone through today, or maybe will continue to go through, perhaps you'd like to set an intention. Whether you take one thing at a time, or you find peace, or you perfect a yoga pose, or whatever. I know the one that I set in my yoga class was that I was not going to let fear enter in, and it's worked pretty well. So let's continue to breathe, just 3 more breaths. And then if you would just bring your knees to your chest, giving yourself a hug, and you can either spinal rock up, or you can roll over to your right side and make your way up to an easy seated posture as we generally begin. And again, if you would like a block to drop your hips forward, I suggest that you sit on the front of your block, not clear on it, so your knees fall forward. Yeah. Okay. And let's just go ahead and bring our hands to either side of our body. And let's roll the shoulders back 3 times. And again, this is gentle yoga, and we can modify in any way we see fit, and you do what you do. And then let's float those arms, clasp the hands, and turn the palms to face the ceiling. Keep your elbows bent. Think about what's happening with your shoulders as you lengthen your arms. You want to keep pulling your shoulders down. Then inhale, lift, and exhale over that left. If you want more, you can drop your right hand to the left knee, the left arm behind you. But make sure that you're not lifting that right hip, that you're winding through your belly. Your belly is your creative center in more ways than one. And then float those arms back up, clasp the hands, turn the palms up, good. Inhale, lift, exhale over that right thigh. Once again, if you want more twist, then please feel free to drop that left hand to your right knee, your right arm behind. And this time, I'm not doing it. So you decide what's best for that back, that low back especially. And then inhale, lift, and exhale, bring your arms back up. And let's just go ahead, release those hands, and bring your hands into fists and circle 3 or 4 times. One way, good. And then 3 or 4 times the other way. Good. Let's add elbows this time. Yeah, so we don't have to do the elbow business. And then stop, and then pick up your strap. And let's open those collarbones and those shoulders up. So take the strap and let it slip through your thumbs, and then take your wrists over your shoulders, and then bring that strap back. And we're going to lengthen out. You don't want the strap wrapping your head, and you don't want to bend your neck. So just, here you are, just really strong. And let's take another stretch of that oblique. So let's take the left hand to the floor and the right arm up. And then let's take it back. And let's take the right hand to the floor and the left arm up. And back. Now pull those straps hard and pull your shoulder blades together. If you don't have a strap, a tie of some type will do, or just use your arms and do what I'm doing, but without the strap. And then let's go ahead and drop. Good. All right. So let's work on that neck and upper back just a little bit. So let's look to the left and to neutral and the right and to neutral. Dropping that left ear to the left shoulder. Go ahead and bring that chin through the chest. And then back. And then let's take that chin back to the right shoulder and turn your right ear toward the right shoulder. And pull down on the left. And realign head, neck, and spine and tilt that chin up and jut that chin out so you feel your neck muscles tighten up. Gotta work them too. And then bring the head back to neutral, lengthen the back, and let's drop the chin toward the chest. Take a nice deep breath in and a nice deep breath out. Good. And let's then lengthen those legs out. Good. And point and flex. If you want your calves to get into this whole situation, then lift your heels a little bit and pull your toes back. Put the heels down. Point, flex, take them up, pull them back, put the heels down, point, and flex, and up. Good. And so you want to make sure that let's just roll those feet a little bit too, one way and then the other. I know that in the morning, if I wouldn't do this, I wouldn't walk. Okay, so here we go. Now let's do windshield wipers. Good. And stop. And Italian windshield wipers. And actually they do go like this in Italy, I think most of Europe. And I think Fords do this now. So stop. Let's pull that left foot up, taking your hands behind your thigh. Lift your knee. Now bring your torso towards your thigh. So you're finding your sitting bones up and down and up and down. Straighten up and down. Lengthen out. Let's do that other leg. Here we come. So let's pull it up. And up and down and up and down. One more time. Up and down. And coming right into our straddle. Good. Again, you want to find your sitting bones. And if you think you're sitting back too far, then I suggest you take that flesh out from under your little bottom. Okay. And then float those arms up. Flex the ankles, please. Lifting that left arm. Let's drop it to the floor. It should be in line with your shoulder, lifting up and over we go. And walk your arm out if you need more. Again, we're just stretching and stretching. And then turn that torso to the thigh. And again, you're going to lengthen from the low back out. Do not clench your back because your vertebrae find that just a very, very convenient invitation to pop. And then reach out and come up. Good. Floating those arms up again. Let's lift that right arm. Bicep is by the ear. Stretch your armpit and up and over. Your chest is toward the front. And then turn that torso to the thigh. And let's lengthen down. Yeah. Good. Reaching out. Coming up. Let's lengthen our back by bringing those feet together. And then you're going to clasp your hands and you're going to take your hands around the balls of your feet just to hold your feet together. Now, if that's not working for you, just hold your feet together. But what you do want to do is lengthen your back. So you don't want to be kind of like a rolled up little bug. Okay. And then you're going to hinge from the hips, taking your chest toward your feet, and you go where you can go. So some of you may be able to go lots further. And the more you do this, but this is real good for your back. Again, we were talking about compression and decompression, and this certainly helps to lengthen the spine. And if you have stenosis, this would help a little bit to lengthen and to open. So let's reach out and come on back up and then bring those feet together and let's work on our core. So if you know your core is strong, then your hands can be out here. If you're working on strengthening your core, keep your hands behind here. So I'm going to keep my arms out here. You put your arms where they are convenient to you. Let's roll down to our low back and let's not lift the feet. but look at your thoughts. And then let's sit back up and don't lift those feet. We'll do that again, okay? So let's hold on to this. Once you hit where you're good, then let's hold for 4, 3, 2, 1, and roll all the way back down. And bring those knees so that you can rock through that low back. And put the right foot on the floor and take your hands or your forearm under your left thigh. Now what we're going to do is pull that thigh as close to your torso as you can get it, because we want to press the low back into the floor. If you want to lengthen the right leg and your back stays on the floor, please feel free. But let's take a nice deep breath in and a nice deep breath out. One more inhale. And one more exhale. And then if you would grab that strap again, we're going to use the strap. And again, if you don't have a strap, a back tie would do, a tie would do, a belt would do, or you can just use your hands. But anyway, so your leg is at 90, you're grabbing both the straps in that left hand, you're extending your right. So let's open that leg toward the left, keeping the right hip on the floor. If you want more stretch, some of you may, you can begin to pull your foot towards your head. You'll find that's a little more stretchy, but you sure don't have to. And then let's go ahead and bring that ankle right back over that hip. Grab a strap in either hand. Now press the ball of the foot into the strap, and let's bring that strap and those toes closer to our forehead, but don't lift your bottom. So you ought to be feeling a very nice hamstring stretch. And then ankle right back over the hip. Okay, so now let's grab the straps in our right hand, extend the left arm, pressing the ball of the foot into the strap, and let's take that across midline. If you like twisting and have no low back issues, feel free to drop that foot as far to the right as you wish, but don't take your shoulders off the floor. And then let's bring that ankle right back over, and let's go ahead and lower it down. And today we are going to do a figure 4. Okay, so let's take the strap off, keep it accessible, bend the knee, take your left ankle across your right knee. Pick up that right foot, take your hands under your thigh. Now, if it's okay and if it's possible, because I know when I first started, I couldn't bring my thigh closer to me. But if you can bring your thigh closer, please do. And then you might find your left elbow and your left thigh. So press that out. And you're going to feel a tug at the bottom of your left hip. That's your piriformis. And breathe. And breathe. And then let's put that right foot back on the floor, undo the left, and let's roll to the left side. Break the hips. Bending that top knee, coming to the inside of this upper leg, wherever. It could be your arch, your ankle, your calf, it could be your thigh. But straighten up and keep both legs engaged. And then bend the knee and lengthen the leg. Good. Coming back over. Because we're going to do a supported bridge at the end, we're going to do a pelvic clock and a pelvic tilt now, just to loosen up that low back, because I know that's where a lot of pain really comes from. And you know what? It could come from tight hamstrings. So we'll check that one out too. So again, if you can envision a clock on your belly with the 12 as your pubic bone and the 6 as your belly button, let's arch the back toward the 12. And then roll it through and flatten it, moving that pelvis toward the 6. Really push in, and then take it toward the 12, and take it toward the 6, and the 12, and the 6. One more time, please. And the 12, and 6. Good. Okay, so now let's pick up that right knee and take either your hands under your thigh or your forearm, but pull that right thigh close to you. Good. And then again, you want to feel the low back being really pressed into, like kind of like a massage therapist. And then if you can lengthen that left leg without arching your back, please feel free. But nice deep breath in and nice deep breath out. This ought to feel real good. And again, even if you don't want to do yoga, some of these stretches would be excellent for you every day. Okay, so here we go. Let's take this strap around the ball of our foot and lengthen up. Okay, and certainly make sure that your leg is engaged. Then take both of the straps in your right hand, extend your left arm. Let's go ahead and drop this leg to the right without lifting the left hip. Then if you would like, you can pull that toe towards your head. That certainly will give you more of an, I feel it in my hamstrings and in my inner thigh. So you might want to try that. You might not, doesn't matter. Whatever is good for you is good for me. And then let's go ahead and take that leg right back over the hip, grabbing the straps in either hand. This time we're going to take our toes toward our forehead, but we're not hiking our bottom. This gives your hamstring plenty of chance to stretch. And like I said, if your hamstring is tight, they connect to that upper hip and they can pull on your back. So the looser your hamstrings are, the better your back should be. And let's bring that ankle over the hip and then grab the straps in your left hand, extend your right. It stays at 90 as we move this 1 to 3 inches across midline and we flex that heel toward the ceiling. Ladies, did I do this on the other side?
Yes.
Okay. Sometimes I don't know. I have a senior moment. And then if you like to twist and you have no low back issues, and if you do, please don't do it. Okay, so you can drop that right leg as far to the left as you wish, as long as your shoulders don't lift. Your hip can go as far as it needs to be. And then let's bring that ankle right back over the hip, grabbing the strap in either hand. Good. And then let's, again, control the lowering it down. And then take that strap off and bend your knees. Good. And let's take the right ankle over the left knee. Again, you're lifting that left foot. Hands are behind the thigh. Now, if you can, pull that left thigh closer to you. You may feel your elbow, your right elbow hit your right thigh. Press out a little bit, and again, you're going to feel the stretch down in here where your piriformis muscle is. And if that's inflamed or swollen, it sits on your sciatic nerve. So breathe. And then let's put that foot right back on the floor and undo the right leg, rolling to that right side, breaking at the hips, cradling your head on your hands or on your upper arm. Then let's bend the knee and lengthen the leg. And if both legs are engaged, you're getting double whammy. So let's bend the knee, lengthen the leg. You have several ways to get up. You can roll back to your back and do a spinal rock. I just bring my feet around and let's everybody come into a down dog, or not a down dog, a table. We'll get it, won't we? Alrighty. So let's go ahead and scoop those elbows in and drop the pelvis and lift the head. Exhale, bring that belly button to the spine. Look at your knees. Release the chest, the head, and the sitting bones. Exhale, bring that belly button to the spine. Let's do 2 or 3 more. You can go fast. You can do slow, but again, you want to lubricate those vertebrae and get that synovial fluid moving. Good. Now, before we go into Sunbird, we're going to do a lovely little posture that I know you will like, and this is called frog. So let's turn towards your left. Find your table facing the left, and then bring your forearms to the floor. And then take your knees out. Just keep your ankles in line with your knees. Now, okay, so that's the second move. Okay, if it's possible, then flex your ankles so now you look like a frog. Good, and I promise I won't sing the rainbow connection. And then let's you take your tailbone or your hip bones back to your heels as far as they will go. And you may go 1/2 inch and you may go 5 inches. But again, this is good for your hips. It loosens them up, but breathe, please. When you exhale, it releases. It's a releasing breath, so make sure you really give that a nice release. So inhale, release. Inhale. As you exhale this time, let's come bear weight on those elbows. Turn the feet in and walk the knees in. Good. Come to your hands and spin back to the front. Okay, now we'll do our sunbird. So let's extend that right leg and make sure your hip is to the floor. We don't want you a turned out hip. So lift that leg, lift that arm. Good. Let's do some calisthenics. So let's bend the left elbow, bend the right knee, and bring them together. So here we go. This is the first time. Now tighten up and squeeze the bottom and bring them together. And tighten up one more time and bring them in and tighten up. Good. Hang on, hang on, hang on, hang on. Put the hand down, put the knee down, and wag your tail. Okay, so let's try the other side then. So left leg is out, turning that hip down, lifting that leg to the hip, lifting your arm to the shoulder. Good. This is sunbird. Let's do a little bit of variation with this. So let's bend that left knee, bend the right arm, bring them together. And take it out, squeeze, and bring it together. And take it out and squeeze. One more time. In and squeeze. Good. Okay. So hands and knees come back to the floor. And let's wag the tail, releasing that low back, because we're going into what I call our Ruth Bader Ginsburg, which is a plank. And as I always say, she held this for 5 minutes every day, and I wouldn't do that to you, but hey, we're gonna hold it for 15 counts. So let's lengthen into a plank, and please, no bottoms in the air. You wanna look like a plank. So here you go, for 15, 14, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees on the floor. Forearms on the floor. Let's just go right on in and extend into our Sphinx. So you want your pubic bone or your hip bones on the floor. Your elbows are in line with your shoulders or a little bit away from them. If this compresses your back too much, please walk your elbows out. Otherwise, try to keep your belly button off the floor. Press the fronts of the feet in, press your thighs in, lift your chest. Look like a proud flamingo. And then let's lay down. Okay, so let's do half and full Superman, and then we will do something a little different, okay? So let's lift that left hand to the shoulder, your right leg to the hip. Keep the hips on the floor. And then put it down, okay? Right arm to the shoulder, left leg to the hip, keep the hips on the floor. And then put them down. Let's lift arm to the shoulders, legs to the hips. Keep that pubic bone on the floor. Okay, so we're going to do something just a bit different now. So lift the arms to the shoulders, the legs to the hips. Go ahead and float them behind you and clasp your hands. Now lengthen your arms and lift your chest. And everything comes down. And your hands are on either side of your chest. And let's go ahead and take the sitting bones back toward your heels. And again, because my low back gives me fits sometimes. So I pop to the balls of my feet, I arch my back like a cat. And then I take my tailbone, my hip bones back toward my heels. And that really is a nice one. But if you like child better, then that's what you do. Okay, so let's pop to the balls of our feet, pubic bone back to the heels, lifting to the balls of your feet. Let's find your down dog, and let's walk the dog by bending that left knee, right heel toward the floor. Bend the right knee, left heel toward the floor. They do not have to go on the floor. Don't you ever force them. Bend left knee, bend right knee. Come into down dog. Let's walk your hands to your feet, or your feet to your hands, or step or jump. That's coming up. And float up. Now I'm going to turn around and ask my people back to me, how many sun salutations do you want to do? 4. Okay, so let's go ahead and we are going to do just normal sun salutations, okay? So here we go. And again, do what you do. If this is too much or you don't want to go down to the floor, you want to hang on to your plank, please do. Thumbs to the breastbone. Inhale, fingertips down. Exhale, arms up. Now pull your tummy up, please. Inhale, lift. Exhale, arc back. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, over to forward flexion. Inhale, look up, flatten the back, and exhale, in. Hang on to it. Lowering into baby cobra. Cobra up dog or sphinx. To down dog. Good, pressing up with those sitting bones. Again, you want to lengthen your back, decompress those vertebrae. So really give that a nice stretch. Inhale as you exhale. Walk, step, or jump your feet through your hands and float up. Let's try it again. Inhale, fingertips down. Exhale, arms up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, arc back. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, over to forward flexion. Inhale, look up, flatten the back, and exhale into plank. Lowering into baby cobra. Cobra up dog or sphinx. To down dog. Inhale as you exhale, walk, step, or jump through to your feet and float up. Now, I am going to let these yogis behind me continue with the sun salutation, and I'm going to step out so I can watch and see what's going on. So, begin. Inhale, fingertips down, and go. And if you can see, they're flowing really nicely. I don't see bottoms in the air. They're really working well. Lauren is doing an up dog perfectly. Laura has back issues, so she just stays in plank. Lauren is hopping, and that certainly is a form of Ashtanga. And should you be doing these at home without looking at a video or whatever, please flow at your own rate. If you like one of these asanas, one of these postures, and you want to hold it, that's what you do. And so now I see they're beginning to get finished. So inhale and exhale. Let's do some forward flexions. Let's do some chairs. Let's do some twisting chairs. Okay, so here we go. Inhale, fingertips down. Exhale, arms up. Inhale, lift. Allow yourself, your arms to float out, grabbing wrists or arms or elbows, hanging. And then again, if you wish to take your belly closer to your thighs, that's great. You have loads of time now to see where the pressure is in your feet. So move it toward the balls of your feet. Get out of the backs of your ankles. Good. So let's bend that right knee. Put the right hand on the top of the left foot. Good. And then we'll twist this way. So let's flow that left arm on twisting. Good. And then let's bring that hand down. Good. Bend the knees, belly on thighs. Arms to the shoulders, lift the head, lift the arms, and sit back. Good. Hopping to the ball of that foot. Good. Good, 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 good. And then let's go ahead and take that left ankle over the right knee. Then if you would, bring it back and step back and find warrior one. Good. Let's pivot to find 5-point star. If you would like, you may roll through the balls of your feet. And then let's lower those heels, taking that hands behind you, lengthening the arms. Now pull your belly up into the hips. Again, you're in a rag doll, and then just keep coming on down, come on down, come on down. Yeah. And let's take the hands to the middle of the floor. Let's walk out 1, 2, or 3. Okay, your feet are still parallel. So let's take the left hand to the right foot. And then float that arm up. And if you're doing the opposite, that's okay. It does not matter, because we're going to do it to the other side. And then pull it down. Good. Walking it back. Straightening up. Go ahead and let's walk that right hand to the left foot. Now, some of you might be so straddled that you can put your forearm on the floor, or not, doesn't matter. And then bring it down, walking your hands back. Let's go ahead and walk in 1 or 2. Putting your hands on your hips, flattening your back, reaching out and coming on up. Good. Again, drop your hands, turn both feet to face the front. Bend that right knee and step up, and we shall do this again. So thumbs to the breastbone, inhale, fingertips down, exhale, arms up, and let's float over. This time we're bending the left knee. Your left hand is on the top of your right foot, and you're floating that arm up, twisting. Good. And bring it down. Bend both knees, belly on thighs, arms to the shoulders, lift the head, lift the arms, and sit back. Good. This time we're popping to the ball of that right foot. Okay, so you want to take the weight back into the heel. Good. This takes pressure off of your knees. Good. Then let's pick up that. Now, if your hands being up here is bad for balance, put them here. Put them here. Whatever goes, goes. Okay? So let's go ahead and take that right ankle over the left knee. And then let's reach back and find where you want. Good. And we're going to turn both feet to face the right, parallel. Arms come down. Let's go ahead, turn the heels toward each other. You can walk in 1 or 2, then straighten your arms out again. We're going to hinge. We're going to hinge the elbows, hinge the knees into Devyasana. Pardon me, I just have hair in my mouth. Good. If you want to go further, you can roll to the balls of your feet. And then let's put the heels down. Let's straighten the knees, straighten the arms, put the hands down, turn right back, foot is front, bend that left knee, and step up. Okay, so let us begin our sun salutation, AB, and we're going to do both a lizard and a crescent, okay? And at the end, we will be doing 3 balances. Oh, okay. So again, I am going to tell you, if you need a wall to do a balance, that's fine. If you need a chair, you use it. Here we go, thumbs to the breastbone. Inhale, fingertips down, exhale, arms up. Inhale, lift, exhale, arm back. Inhale to neutral, exhale, over to forward flexion. Inhale, look up, flatten the back, and exhale into plank, no bottoms in the air. Lowering into baby cobra, cobra up dog or sphinx. To down dog. Inhale, float that right foot up and bring it through to your right hand in a low lunge. So we're headed into lizard here. So if you know you have loose hip flexors, okay, then you can notch that left ball of your foot back. If you don't, just keep it put. But anyway, let's take the right foot out to the edge of the mat, bring the hands to the middle. Then lower that left knee to the floor and flatten your foot. Here you are in lizard. Now, if you have a block, you can rest your hands on the block. You can rest your hands on the floor. You can stay where I am, but breathe. And you should be feeling this here. Good. And breathe. And then let's walk that right foot back in between our hands and come to kneel on that left knee, and hands are right above that right knee. Now we're gonna walk that right foot out just a notch, and we're going to bend the knee. With the beginnings of crescent as we float up. Good, pull your shoulders down, don't get your ears around your shoulders. And then lift, and if your back is okay, then arc. Back to exalted. Weight comes back to that left knee. Your hands are on either side of that right foot. Let's shift that left hip back to the left heel. Keep your right heel on the floor. And breathe. Right foot comes to the floor, draw it in a notch, pop to the ball of your left foot, finding your low lunge. And you're going to come on up and into a high lunge. And let's finish the posture. Pull your shoulders down. Step in one notch with that left foot. Hands go to Anjali Mudra. Warrior one. Inhale, fingertips down. Exhale, arms up. Allow those arms to float. Rolling the shoulders back. Let's look up. Take a nice deep breath in. As you exhale, release the tension. Head back to neutral, arms back to clasp. Lengthen those hands, and let's turn that torso just a little bit to the left. And then into the hips, and take the torso to the inside of the right thigh. Now your arms can stay long, or if you can lift them, that's fine. But you never force, because you could hurt your shoulders terribly. And breathe. Press into that left foot, lengthen your arms and come on back up. Turning the torso back toward that right knee, release your hands, palms forward to exalted. Pivoting the left foot, find warrior two, checking your alignment. That right heel should fit someplace in between your arch and your heel. And don't fly, keep your arms a little below your shoulders, I think. Looking over that right arm, keeping your chest toward that left. Let's go ahead and reverse the weight. Back to warrior two. Hinging that right forearm, place it right next to your torso and your thigh. Your left bicep is by your ear. If you wish to play, take your left hand to the back of your neck, the middle of your back, your right hip. You can do a bind. You can stay put. You can allow your right arm to float. You can take your right arm behind your right calf. Or you can just be where you were. Forearm back to thigh, bicep back to ear. Float it back to warrior two. Good. Now make sure your torso is between your legs. So you're not like this. You want to be like this. Now turn your head over your right hand, straighten your right leg, and let's find triangle trikonasana by reaching out and just taking that hand down to where it lands. Yeah. Try to keep both legs straight if that's possible. And then let's go ahead, press into that left foot and step back up. Drop the hands. Let's go ahead, bend that right knee and step in a notch and find warrior one. Good, we're going into three balances. We're going in from warrior three to tree to stork. You can do any, you can do all, you can do something different. But let's try. So let's go ahead and go into warrior three. And the tighter you keep your legs, the easier it is. And then let's try tree. And then let's try stork. And if you want to finish. And put your foot down and wiggle. Everybody okay back there? Did that work? Mm-hmm. Exciting, huh? Okay, so let's go ahead. Are you guys ready? Let's try the other side because we can't just be one-sided. Oh dear. Thumbs to the breastbone. Inhale, fingertips down. Exhale, arms up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, look back. Inhale to neutral. Exhale, over to full reflection. Inhale, look up, front and back, and exhale into plank. Lowering into baby cobra, cobra up dog or sphinx. To down dog. Here we go. Floating that left leg up into the air, let's bring it through to the left hand in a low lunge. If you have to pick up that foot, do. But you don't want your knee going, you don't want to be like that. That'll snap the tendons in your knee. So make sure your knee and your ankle are pretty much in line. Okay, so we're going into lizard. If you want to walk that right ball of your foot back a notch, that's fine. If you don't, that's fine. Walk the left foot out to the edge of the mat and bring your hands to the middle. Lower that right knee to the floor, flatten your foot. Here you are in lizard. So again, if you have a bolster, you have a block and you want to put your forearms on it, that's fine. If you can get your forearms to the floor, fine. If you want to balance your head and your hands, fine. Whatever you want to do. The major thing is that you want to be stretching that hip flexor muscle. And breathe. And breathe. Let's take the foot right back in between those hands and allow the weight to bear onto that right knee. Good. Now, again, we want to walk that left foot out just a notch. We're going to bend the knee. Good. Again, check the knee. It shouldn't be past your ankle. And then float the arms up with the beginnings of crescent, and this may be your crescent. Okay, so inhale, lift. Exhale, either continue to lift or to arc. Back to exalt. Weight back and taking the right hip back to that right heel. Stretching that left hamstring. Again, this is a help for your back. Putting that left foot on the floor, draw it in a notch, pop to the ball of your right foot. Good, and let's come in to a high standing lunge. To exalted. Finishing it, and if that screws your balance up, don't move your arms. Good, then we're gonna bring our thumbs back to our breastbone and step in and find warrior one. Good, so your feet should be lined, your legs should be lined up with your hips. Here you go. Inhale, fingertips down. Exhale, arms up. Allowing the arms to float. Rolling the shoulders back, look up. Inhale. And exhale. Head back to neutral. Arms back to clasp. Lengthen those arms. Turn the torso just a little bit toward the right. Lengthen the arms and hinge at the hips. And breathe. And breathe. Pressing into that right foot, lengthening your hands, arms. Come on back up. Now turn just a little bit back toward that left knee, and bring your hands down to exalted. Shoulders come down. Pivot that right foot and find warrior two. Again, check your alignment. If you brought your feet together, would that left heel come someplace between your right arch and your right heel? Your arms aren't like this, they're like this and they're tight. Reversing the warrior. Back to warrior two, hinging that left form. Place it right at your torso and thigh. Your bicep is by your ear. If you wish to play, take that right hand to middle of your neck, middle of your back, left hip, bind. If you want to drop that left hand to the back, you can use your block if you wish there. You can extend your arm. And then forearm back to thigh, bicep back to ear. Let's revolve it back to warrior two. Good. So, make sure that your chest is towards your front and not over your left knee. Then look over your left arm. Good, and straighten your left leg. Let's come into our triangle Trikonasana, reaching out and taking it down. Good. Breathe. Press into that right foot. Come on back up. Bring the hand down. Bend that left foot and find your warrior one.
We're doing our 3 balances again. Remember, sides may be altogether different, so do what you do. Alrighty? You can put your hands wherever you get the best balance. And sometimes for warrior 3, it's up front. Okay, so let's try warrior 3. To tree. And notice I just put my toe on the floor, and that's fine, as long as I'm pulling up. You just don't want to be triggered to one, of course. Good, and then let's turn that into a stork. And finish. And put the foot back down, and let's wiggle. Our most fun thing we do is laugh to the floor to bring joy into the world. Let's go. Okay, so let's do one more thing here, and then we need our block because we're going to do a supported bridge. So I would suggest having it on your dominant side. What you're going to do is pull that block under, and the top edge is going to be at your waist. You can have it like this, you can have it like this. Those of you that are limber loosies can have it like that. But anyway, at this point in time, let's just go, let's do an upward boat. So again, 4 variations, stay in the one that you best can hold. So here, this is variation 1, and you're certainly allowed to stay here, okay? If you're going to variation 2, you rock back to your tailbone, your shins become even with your knees. 2. If this is too easy for you, then release your hands. If you liked it where it was, keep your hands behind your thumbs. The last variation is the full posture, and that's lifting those legs up. For 4, 3, 2, 1, hands behind the thighs. Put the feet on the floor. Now let's just lay it down and bring your heels up again. I suggest having your block accessible. We're going to do one bridge without the block, and then we will go on. And after the bridge, we'll do a happy baby, and then we'll do a shavasana. So here we go, pressing knees and shins toward the feet, lifting low back, middle back, upper back, shifting that pelvis toward the chest so you feel your quads lift and tighten and your pelvis lift. And then roll it down, upper, middle, lower. Press that low back in, release that low back. Okay, so now this is going to be like a mini massage. So pressing knees and shins toward feet, lifting low back, middle back, upper back, shifting the pelvis toward the chest. Good, lift up. Now pop to the balls of your feet, grab the block, and bring it right under your waist. So the top edge is at your waist and the rest falls down, whether it's on its surface side or it's on its short side. And feel that pressure along the sacral area of your back. We have so many attachments of muscles there that it's necessary that we release them. This is a good release if you have a foam roller. That's an excellent release as well. And breathe. And let's see if we can lift that left knee up and lengthen our leg into the air, putting a little more weight on that low back. Now, if you're one that needs to do something with your ankle, you can circle it around, you can point and flex, you can do whatever. I just want to keep mine still. And if you do too, that's great. But if you need movement, you move. And then let's bend that left knee and put foot on the floor, lifting that right, lengthening the leg. Again, your choice to do with your ankle as you wish. But you're breathing. Now, if you feel safe, and only if you feel safe, let's go ahead and lift that left foot to meet the right. And again, if you feel safe and you want to do straddles or whatever, that's fine, but I'm not doing that, okay? So we're going to stay here for 4 breaths. So inhale and exhale. And continue on, taking a long breath, taking a nice, good exhale.
Let's do one more. Inhale. One more. Exhale. Decide which knee you want to bend and put the foot back on the floor, and then bend the other knee. So both feet now are on the floor. Pop into the balls of your feet. Go ahead and drag that block out and roll down. Upper, middle, and lower. Good, and bring those knees to your chest. We're going to do a happy baby in just a second, but do release the low back. Good. And then you're going to take your knees back over your hips, and you're going to bring those feet into the air with your knees bent like an upside down chair. Take your arms, pull them through those legs and grab the heels. Happy baby. Now you can rock and roll. If this would be a time that you feel like you have missed a posture and you'd like to do it, this would be great. And then this becomes totally your class. So when you're ready, put your feet on the floor. We're headed into Shavasana. If you're not ready, wait till you are. Okay, so your feet can be on the floor, your knees can be bent, your legs can be long, your arms can be, and I would suggest they were away from your side. Palms up, palms down. If you hate being on your back, roll to your side. That would be especially true if you were pregnant. And breathe. Again, bring that energy in so as it reverses itself, it can take all that tension and stress out of you. A nice deep exhale would be good. And then begin to think about releasing the muscles that you work so hard. Begin to deepen your breath, bringing a new energy back into your body that will sustain you through the rest of Thursday and give you a base of equanimity. If you would like to wiggle your fingers or your toes, move your hands or your feet, move your head from side to side. If you'd like to stretch or bring your knees to your chest, please feel free. And then when you're ready, either spinal rock up or just continue rolling to your right side and extend the top leg and your top arm and come to an easy seated posture, and we will finish our sadhana. We did well today. Let's bring our hands then, when you're up, to either side of your body. Inhale, lift the arms to your shoulders. Exhale, turn the palms up. Inhale, reach out and accept your beautiful energy. I thank you so much for being with me. Allow the arms to come down. Put them all the way back up and stretch, 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 stretch. Oh. Exhale to prayer. Again, I thank you for sharing a part of your Thursday with me. You were wonderful. Please know that all that is good in me sees all that is good in you. And I wish you Shanti, and Shanti, and Shanti. Peace to you, peace to your family, to our poor, messed up, angry,
country, and likewise to our world. So until I see you again, please, please laugh hard once every day. People need joy. You be the joy giver. Until I see you again, namaste.
Namaste.